Hey guys, how's it going? It is Kire here with another Aether Gazer video, and in today's video I want to break down the DPS rotation here for Tsukuyomi. So this is a character that I think a lot of people are going to pull for. She's the best melee DPS and going to be the best melee DPS for a long time, but you have to play her correctly, and it's a little tricky, but not too bad once you understand what's going on and can see that there's things I'm going to point out on the screen that can show you exactly where to look. And you can kind of tell where you're at in her rotation and what you can actually do. So the big thing is understanding her skill 3. It's this move here. There's a lot of text here that I think it's better that we go over the kit first in game. Then we'll come back to this so you'll understand it better. And also, her rotation is going to change based on if you have this functor for her specific functor, or if you don't. It's going to change quite a bit. Understanding this move and how to get the extra effects here, and then understanding the passives that you're landing. So she has her normal skill 1 is going to dash forward, and then at the end do damage, and it's this much percentage damage here, and then enemies hit get Seal of Thunder. So you're going to be applying a debuff Seal of Thunder on that move and on her skill 2. This is going to be her kind of spinning up in the air and attacking, and then the enemies you hit, it will land a Seal of Thunder on them as well. What you're going to be doing is you're going to weave in this skill 3 to be able to hit this massive nuke. So notice how this one's 830%. That is where your damage comes from. This is only 434. This is only 353. And then that's obviously going to go up as you level it, but you can see the difference there of that damage. And you look at her ult, you got 1,140. So being able to consistently land this skill 3 on the right way is going to be what matters. And then also keep in mind here on her ultimate, when she does the move here, all members of the team deal 30% more thunder damage for 10 seconds after skill cast. That 30% extra thunder damage. So you could even time it where you have the ultimate, then you can go into your skill 3 and hit this. But let's actually see what that is, because I think that's the tricky part. Here's just the moves in general. This is going to be your skill 1 right there, that dash. This is really important to understand too, is going to be your rage bar. So notice how I do my auto attacks and I'm building rage at the bottom, that red bar down there. That is going to be the energy you're consuming on the right side. Notice how my skill 1 has 20, it consumes 20. If I want to do skill 2, it consumes 30 rage. So building that up is going to be important. It's your energy resource. You don't get to just spam these moves the second they come on cooldown. So then the next thing is going to be understanding her skill 3. This is the most important part of her kit. So what you do is you need to apply a static charge. So for example, let's just pretend this is the first time I'm hitting this character. I'm going to hit him with, let's say I go skill 1. I dash in, boom. Now notice the enemy's health bar. Notice that little lightning bolt there. Now that that's there, I can go my skill 3 and it consumes it. This is a nice thing to look at. It's a quality of life. You have the swirling thing around your skill 3, but you also have that electric thing here. Notice this. This is showing you have 1 charge. So what you want is you want 2 charges, and that's going to change its ability. So with 1 charge, I do this. It just hits for that. That's weak. That's not that much damage. So now let me build some rage. I'll build like 50 rage here. Okay, now let's try this again. So I'm going to go skill 1, then I'm going to hit skill 3 and save it. Now let's build this up a little bit more. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get here, we're going to hit skill 2, get another charge. Now I hit my skill 3 again. Boom, now I have 2 charges. Now when I hit skill 3 again, it's going to hit like a truck. That's way more damage. That is how you use her rotation to be able to effectively use the kit. And then if I were to ult before that, it would do even more damage. So now let's actually kind of do it a little faster. I'll build up a little energy here and then go skill 1, skill 3 once, skill 2, build up a little bit more rage. Now skill 3 again, boom. And then that's how I was able to do the entire kit. And you could plan this if you want to spam it fast. You got to make sure that you're timing this with the boss, because you are kind of stuck in an animation for a bit, but that's how you're going to maximize her kit. So skill 1, skill 3 once, skill 2, skill 3, skill 3 again. A lot of times the best thing to start out with probably is going to be her skill 2, and then you can reposition with her skill 1. So skill 2, skill 1, skill 3, skill 3, and consistently be able to land that every single time. So that's how she works. The big change though is if you have her actual like main functor, like her specific one, what it does is that final portion, that last move, it will drain your, and convert that to damage. So what you would want to do is everything that we just did, nothing changes. So we go like skill 2, then skill 3, skill 1, skill 3, and then now we need to build up that rage bar. Notice how I can just stack on it. I have 2 down here. I have 2 just stacked there. Now I have 100 rage. Boom, then I hit that. And it does even more damage because I would have the main functor. It would, since this is training mode, I don't actually have it equipped. So that's why I still have 100 rage, but it would drain it immediately and then convert that to more damage. So that is the most important thing when it comes to using this character. I'll probably have more guides here in the future, but I think understanding how her moves work and how to use her properly is going to be the best thing to increase DPS. Then we can talk about her build later in a different video. Actually, before I go, I wanted to show you guys the main functor for her, like her specific one, because I think it's a little confusing to find it. And then also I wanted to actually show you what you gain from it. So it's down here. You have to switch to this. This is her faction. So you want to switch to this, and then you can go Awaken 4, and then see how you can scroll through. The confusing thing about this is that none of these actually match up to the character. It's not very obvious unless you read their name to the actual ability here. And actually, let me back up before we explain this, because I think another thing to understand is going to be just the massive disparity you get between each functor here. So we have, go to access key, go to the character, go to access key. Notice that this is her main one, but I want to show just a normal one. So if I wanted to change this, this would be like a typical functor. You get 4% crit rate, and then you get 10% access key attack, and then 30 attack. Then let's say I got another one of this faction, but I got the epic version. So an epic version would be something like this, where it'd be 60 attack. So it doubles the attack, 15% of the access key attack, and then you get a better effect. For example, increases attack by 3%, or you could get something like this where it increases crit rate for 9 seconds or for 6 seconds whenever a dodge effect is triggered. So that's another example of this. Then now let's actually see the thing that's specific to her, the 5-star version, so you can really see the difference here is going to be this. And this is what it looks like. So you look at this and it goes, okay, that's weird that it's, you know, her. It doesn't really look like her. But this is the one for her. So now let's actually go back to the scan section so you can find it. And then we'll go back here. It's functor scan, Awaken 4, this area. Scroll down to almost the bottom. Now we have her version. Let me see if I'm blocking anything. I don't think I am. Nothing important. So then this one is 20% access attack and 100 attack. So it's significantly better than all of them. Just base stats, doesn't matter about the effect. Then we have multiple things that are actually worth mentioning. So the first one is going to be the rage. Now, the third move of Thunder Out of Blue now expends all existing rage, and for every 1% rage expended, the third move, Thunder Out of Blue, deals 1.5% more non-dot damage. So that's a crazy change, and I think it's actually worth it when you're doing your burst to sit there and delay your cast to actually make sure you're at 100 rage to expend it all and use it on that third move. You just want to really make sure the boss doesn't move, because probably for the most part, you're going to be killing these enemies way before you even get a chance to really stack this up and slam this down. But on a boss, you'll definitely be able to land it, but you really want to make sure you land it. And then also has this first part where each time a Seal of Thunder is cleared or an enemy with Seal of Thunder is defeated, the attack is increased by 6% for 9 seconds. This stacks up to 3 times. So that also is incredibly useful to get just basically you're doing your normal moves and you're getting an extra 18% attack if you're using it properly, or at least you'll get it during your burst window there when it actually matters. Like you want to spam your ult, spam all your moves in the right order, and then finally land or finally build enough rage and then slam that Thunder Out of Blue third move right on them. So that is going to be how you maximize your damage. And also now you can actually look at this and see just how good it is. And I'll talk about functors and actually getting them here in a different video. I think that's definitely worth talking about because I think this concept is super confusing until I actually saw it for myself. Hopefully that clears some stuff up and also helps you understand why her functor is so important in increasing her damage. So now I'm out of here. figured that was worth mentioning before I go. And with that, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.